Hey guys, this is Harpal Kocher from Success Coach, and I'm recovering from COVID, so I have some time at hand to make some recordings. And I figured I'll make some recordings. I just made one on the UC essays. Um, Many of you have already been working with me know I'm big on experiences. Experiences in terms of when you look at a Common App essay or the prompt, it's fairly complex. The prompt, it's talking about stuff which you've never written about. If you look at a UC prompt, which is personal information questions, PIQs, those are one level lesser. Um, I do not like to start with essays. There's a reason why students who straight away start with writing a personal essay or writing the UC prompt, they really blow things up. Okay. I'm a big believer in getting 6 to 10 vignettes of your life, uh, real life experiences of what you've done, or things that have had a monumental impact on who you are in specific dimensions. Okay. Could be drive, could be intellectual curiosity, could be academic prowess, it could be growth, it could be just being a hustler. The key is there are certain traits colleges are looking for. Okay. And when you write your essays, they are trying to determine those traits. You can't tell them you're honest. You can't tell them you're hardworking. You can't tell them you're a hustler. You can't tell them you are smart. You have to give them stories to explain that. So to give them stories in the format that they wanted, they don't want just one answer, right? They typically want a complex answer, which is having at least 2 or 3 examples to explain the larger picture. So if you have to peel the onion backwards, if you have 6 to 10 stories available, ready to go, which are amazing, like basic stories in what's called as a star format, which is if I ask you a question about, tell me a time of when you did a leadership role in one of your clubs, okay? And you think about a story and you talk of it in the star format, which is the situation, task, action, results. That's the star, STAR, situation, task, action, results, and the learning. If you could explain a experience of your life in a star L format to me, and I could get like 8 to 10 of those stories from you, it becomes a lot easier for me to pick those stories and work with you and build on what's called as the UC essays, and then build on it to make the Common App essays, and then go on to build supplemental essays for colleges. Okay. So big role of the experiences essays is those things. So let's show you what those would mean, and you'll start getting an idea of what an experience essay would look like. So, oh, should have made the screen a little bigger. Okay, I think it got it. Okay, so let's talk about what experiences are. This document, you'll be getting access to this document from me. Why experiences are an on-ramp? Because many times you are shy. You don't have, as a student, you've not really learned how to write persuasively. You know how to write essays, make no mistake. I'm not I'm not trying to insult your IQ levels. I'm just saying you don't know how to write persuasively for colleges. That's the reason why you've come to me, okay? The point is, I need these experiences and these essays to be in a particular, the experience to be of a particular type, so I can, then make it work more with the essays that are going to come down the line. And make no mistake, the more experiences I get of you now, if you even have like 10, 12 experiences on the lines of some of these questions, and you can even give me 3-4 line answers, which have a format, which is, this was the situation, this is how important the task was, here's what my action was, or what I impacted for a group, what was the result, like something tangible, okay? And what did I learn out of the whole thing? If you can show that in like 6 to 8 lines and give me like 10 to 12 of those, you are golden, I am golden. It makes our life a lot easier, okay? It's the students who are not able to give me some of these smaller vignettes, small stories, they go into long winded answers. That's when the problem starts coming, okay? So either they don't have the stories, or they're reverse engineering it from the Common App essays or from the UC essays, which I'm trying to avoid, okay? So let's talk about what are the experiences and what am I trying to get out of them, Okay. So why do you need them? Because colleges are really, the essays are the mode of communicating your values. The colleges are really trying to see the person behind the candidate, behind the transcripts and the recommendations and the the stated the activities that you put in there, the hidden stories about your transcripts that that can't really be communicated. It's the story behind the story. Okay. It's all about what makes you sizzle, what makes you tangle. I think of it like going on a first date. How would you explain some stories just to get a point across that you're a warm, intelligent person? Okay, that's kind of you're literally trying to get a second date from the admissions counselor through experiences. And then of course we make a combination of experiences into a UCPIQ, and then a combination of PIQs into a common app personal essay. Okay. So these are some personal values, some values that people are trying to show. Like typically if I ask people, what values do you have? What do you want to show? They're like, I don't know, right? I'm fair, I'm honest and stuff. But here I've actually given you some examples of the values and what they mean. Okay. So you can see like what that would be about. So like bravery is about showing valor, accepting challenges, facing difficulties. So if you can have stories around this, then talk about those. If you have about curiosity, talk about open ideas. Maybe you're about judgment, being judgmental. You're a critical thinker, you're fact-based, logical, open-minded. Okay. Maybe you're talking about leadership, which is how have you encouraged others? How do you organize and get groups together? How have you set a good example? So look at some of these examples below them, and that should kind of start tickling you and giving you some thoughts around what the value means, and what experiences do you want to say, show. Like I said, you can't tell somebody I'm a very humble person. You can't tell somebody you're modest. You can talk about how you have not bragged about, well, this is a bad example, but take take humor. You can't tell people that I'm a very humorous person, but enjoys bringing smile or laughter to others, sees the funny side. If you can give me an example where you can see an irony or something funny about a situation, that's pretty cool. That's value that I can use. Okay. Uh, Same thing with let's take gratitude, right? If you can talk about what you're thankful about, what you feel blessed about. So I know he's into gratitude, he's into kindness, if I get some of these values. So look at these values. Again, this is all in the document that comes along with this video. Okay, so you can see all those personality traits. Uh, the best way to show these personality traits is by identifying these experiences. Okay, you want to show them by show, not tell, right? If you tell, the mojo is lost. You never tell, you always show. Okay, even you never repeat the question the way it is. You always give the answer to the question in the form of a story. Okay, that's interesting. If you just say, oh, my best value is I'm a hustler, or I'm a hard worker, people start laughing. They're like, this is not a good answer. Okay. This is where you have to look at storytelling. Okay. By you telling these stories, you're helping your readers see the world through their eyes. You're basically trying to show them a vision about how you see the world, how you're going to conquer the world, and how you're going to be successful in college and beyond, how you're going to make some other students successful. How you're going to finish college in 4 years. You're going to pay for the college. You're not going to be you're not going to create a ruckus in the college. Those are things they're trying to figure out from your experiences. Okay. So, you can make a copy of this document and then share it with me. But really at the bottom of what you're going to see now is we'll send you a series set of questions. And these questions are broken down into 5 parts. Okay. They are mostly, they have like 5 dimensions. One is drive. Where is it called? The one is on drive. Second is intellectual curiosity. Third is initiative. Fourth is contribution. And fifth is diversity of experience. The goal is across these 5 dimensions, what do you bring to the table? If you can answer at least 2 prompts, or 1 at least, or 3 maybe in some cases, if you feel strongly about a dimension, if you can bring those to light in if you can bring that to light through a story like the STAR L format. STAR is situation, task, action, results, and learning format. If you can do it in a succinct manner in 8 to 10 lines, and you'll see examples of that much below, then you're in good shape. Okay. So that's really what we are looking at. These are the 5 areas: contribution, diversity of experience, initiative, the intellectual curiosity, and the drive. Those are your 5 things, okay, that you're working on. And but that's it. I mean, you can look at the format that these essays go into. We just talked about the experiences. And if you don't know much about the STAR format, you can look at this link which talks about the interview mechanism method, which is, think of it like I'm preparing you for interviews, for your internships, for your jobs down the line. And again, like I said, there's no right answer to these things. In interviews, they expect you to have these behavioral answers ready with you anyways. So this is first step to get ready for your interviews down the line. Okay, but take the first example. What is your greatest skill? What action did you take to develop or grow the skill? You are first expected to read the tips to understand. First, think of answer the question, what does it really mean? Try to augment the thinking, saying what it could mean. Don't have to come up with the answer. Look at the tips. Okay. Now, once you've seen the tips and the question and you understand the question well, think about what your answer could be. Maybe even scribble it down somewhere, what your answer, the kind of high level, just what you're thinking, just jot it down. And then look at some of these examples, how people have written these answers. Okay. And this answers, I could also tickle you into thinking about ways to do it, the same answer. And it's also a way for you to leverage the you could get some ideas from it, and you can also see how the person has answered the questions in fairly simplistic terms. They might not sound very amazing, but they communicate a value. And I'm happy to go over this one-on-one with you, but pretty much all the questions are the same format. There's a question, there's a tips, then there are the examples. Okay, so you are expected to give me at least two answers in drive, at least one in intellectual curiosity. Initiative could be couple, because that's where leadership comes into play. Contribution, this is typically at least one. Diversity of experience could be one, right? So try to give me 8 to 9 total vignettes of your life that show me an angle into your personality, and hopefully we'll have a good session after that. Okay, thank you.